Yo guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about what some people called the real Champions League final. And yes, today I'm talking about Barcelona 1, PSG 2. Quick review of the game. So like I said, this is what was hyped up to be the real Champions League final, because obviously PSG are the winners. Barcelona were on track to face them until they went up against Inter Milan. Inter Milan went to the final and got embarrassed, frankly, by PSG 5-0. So everyone was like, we really should have been seeing Barcelona in that final. But hey, respect to Inter Milan. No disrespect to them because they earned their way into that final. They beat Barcelona fair and square. And so that's Barcelona's fault for allowing that to happen, especially as they took the lead late in that game, very late in that game, in fact. But yeah, this was the game that everyone was kind of saying should have been the Champions League final. And so today we got to see what that game might have looked like. But I'm saying that it wasn't really what that game would have looked like because both teams had injuries and had players out. PSG in particular, they had their three best attackers out in Kvaratskhelia, Desiree Doué, and of course the Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembele. They were also missing their most experienced defender and their captain, Marquinhos, so they were definitely not at full strength. Barcelona as well, they weren't at full strength. They're missing Rafinha, who, you know, along with Lamine Yamal, was the driving force of Barcelona last season. Jean Garcia, their new goalkeeper, he's out injured as well. Obviously, well, Gavi's been out. Fermin Lopez was out. Bode was coming back from an injury. He started on the bench today. And then this is Lamine Yamal's first start after his injury. Obviously, he came in as a sub on the weekend and got an assist. But this was his first start since coming back from injury. So, you know, both teams weren't at full strength. But I'd definitely say PSG were the weaker side on paper. And to be honest, it was an interesting watch, let's say, because it was like both teams were kind of countering each other at different moments of the game. It wasn't end to end like a basketball game would be, but you could definitely see that it was like chances were coming at either end. But I think for me, some of these players got to have a talk with Rashford, or Rashford actually has to have a talk with some of these guys, especially people like Ferran and Olmo, who are in good positions, and Rashford is also in a good position. And then instead of passing to him, they take the shot. And I get it. As an attacker, your first instinct is going to be, let me take that shot. But something I'm liking about Rashford's game at Barcelona is he's often looking for the pass because he's looking to better the team. Maybe that's because Rashford is a lone player and he knows that I need to make sure I contribute, or else I'm not going to be here next season. So I'm going to be unselfish. But there was one shot where Ferran, he didn't even look up, which fair enough, he was so close to goal, but the angle is really tight. And if he just lifted his head up, he would have seen Rashford in acres of open space with basically an open net. He should have just passed to him. That's a goal. There's other times where, you know, it's not just this game. It's been loads of games in La Liga that I've watched them play as well. But yeah, overall, I think like when the momentum stopped for Barcelona when Rashford came off, to be honest. And I think PSG, they took their chances. They had a lot of chances. So, but they took the two that mattered and they have the scoreline to reflect that. If I was Hansi Flick, there's two things I need to take a look at. One, some of your own decision in this game, the substitutions, again, shouldn't be taking Rashford off, especially when he's your best attacker. If there was anyone to come off, it should have been Ferran. I know he scored, but again, he was poor, especially in the second half. He faded a lot. Other players, the other thing is that it could just be a bad day at the office for Barcelona players. But if you have like both Pedri and De Jong being probably average today, Lamine Yamal pretty much anonymous, like I said, and then the whole defense, like I thought Martin was getting kind of skinned a lot by Hakimi. Not as bad as Koundé, but because Koundé, Barcola and Nuno Mendes were both sort of just having their way with him. I'll be honest. There were times where he literally got dropped on the floor. He was on his bum, bro. Like, yeah, like he was poor today. But obviously the PSG players, Barcola, I don't even think he was great, but he was able to be direct to test that Barcelona defense. Nuno Mendes, despite the yellow card, he was still able to get off with an assist today. Thought Vitinha and Ruiz in particular were able to do quite a good job in the midfield. They were really able to, you know, go up against De Jong and Pedri. Olmo poor today in the cam role. If it was me and if I was Hansi Flick, I probably would have. I don't know. Is it too much to say play Lamine Yamal in the 10? It might be a bit of a hipster statement. So I can't say that that would have maybe changed things, but maybe it would have got Lamine a bit more involved. And had him drift in a bit. Have Varane come out go to the left, play Rashford on the right. I know it's not his best position. And maybe you could have sorted the game that way. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but the way it was going on the pitch was not working. Okay, so I was editing my video and I just want to clarify, I don't actually think Lamine should be starting in the 10. He's obviously best when he's running down the right wing channels. What I meant to kind of articulate was essentially he should be drifting more to the centre in that game for, like, you know, just to adjust for that game. Because to be fair, even the first goal, even the goal Barcelona scored was from Lamine coming into the centre of the pitch, getting the ball and then unleashing it to Pedri, who unleashed it to Rashford, who unleashed it to Varane, who scored. Because honestly, Lamine was just invisible. Like, he wasn't getting involved in the game at all. So maybe if he drifted to the centre a bit and, you know, helped out in the midfield, well, the attacking midfield a little bit, it might have changed things. That's not me saying that Lamine Yamal should be a 10, just to clarify that. Because yeah, he was literally getting no luck, nothing today. Also, I was bugging. Rashford was in a flow state on that left hand side. He should not have been moved to the right. And yeah, to top it off, like I said, it's a good day at the office for PSG, and this will be really encouraging for them, especially since they were basically at half strength. They don't have their three best attackers, their most experienced defender, so you know, they're going to go away from this game, going away as well to Barcelona. Not even going toe-to-toe with them. They were better than them throughout the entire 90 minutes. So, all in all, I don't think it was the title's a little bit misleading. I don't think it was a mid game, but as for what was hyped up to be the real Champions League final, I don't think it was a crazy game. The latter stages of the second half, PSG just grew into it more and more, and you could always feel that a goal was coming. They had a header that was saved by Szczesny. They had, I think it was can't remember who shot it, but there was a shot. Oh, it was Kang In Lee when he came on. He had a shot that hit off the post. So they were knocking on the door, and obviously they got their goal. They got the win. But yeah, so let me know what you guys thought about the game today. Was this a real disappointment of a game, or did it live up to expectations, or was there no need for any of this real Champions League final talk? But yeah, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'll be back at the weekend with a United review. And like I said, I've been promising I've got a film-based video coming out. I'm just deciding whether to make it a video essay or like a sit down and talk to the camera type thing. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.